Hey guys, Sleepy Jazz here, and today I'm back with another Genshin theory, this time involving the twin, our Abyss twin. Now this theory actually talks about our Abyss twin, which in my case would be Aether, not actually agreeing with the Abyss in a way, but actually being manipulated by the Abyss in the way that Dvalin was when we first started playing Genshin. Now, if you don't remember, at the very beginning of Genshin Impact, we meet Dvalin and Venti out in the forest. Whenever Dvalin was being controlled by the Abyss using a blood tank, which you can find in your inventory after you complete the Arcana quest in Mondstadt. That is how they seem to corrupt Dvalin, but it doesn't seem like this is what they used to possibly corrupt our twin. So, if our twin is actually being controlled by the Abyss, they're possibly being controlled by some sort of greater force in the Abyss. Because it seems like the work of Dvalin being controlled was possibly the Abyss mages and heralds working in that situation. But obviously, this person is probably a higher rank of power in the Abyss, considering that the Abyss mages and the Abyss heralds call our twin the Prince of the Abyss, are basically like their ruler. And that also leaves the big question, why would they corrupt him and make our twin their leader rather than making the twin kind of follow by their command? Another thing is how in the quest in the chasm, after we, I guess, what is it? I forgot which quest it is, but you know the part where they fall underneath, way below the chasm, and they get stuck there with, Yelan, who else was there? I think Yanfei was there. And so was Ito and Xiao and other ones. But basically in this, we get a door that basically opens up to our biggest fear. And whenever the twin goes inside the door, they reveal that their biggest fear is the Abyss, and there's a line that says, "The Abyss must be work of the Abyss," or something. The Abyss, they took my twin, and they basically are kind of pointing toward that they don't believe that their twin like willingly joined the Abyss. They think that they were corrupted by the Abyss the way Dvalin was, and yeah, where did the seaweed go? Okay, here we go. But that line as well, now of course no one's really gonna know the twin better than, our Abyss twin better than, well, our twin themselves. Another thing is how in the Sumeru quest, when it came down to the Abyss, my character, as in Lumine, fell asleep, and we met Albert. I think his name is Albric or Albrich, something like that. Albric, I think it's how it's pronounced. But aka the creator of the Abyss. And what happens is that he refers to us as the Prince of Conria rather than the Prince of the Abyss, meaning that our twin, the Abyss twin, in my world at least, could have possibly been the Prince of Conria, possibly, maybe? Because we all know Dainsleif isn't actually like the ruler of Conria, but he was leader of basically what Conria's defense line was. And our twin also claims that Dainsleif failed to protect Conria, so it seems like they really cared about Conria a lot. Which can also lead up to a reason why the Abyss went and found our twin and possibly had taken him in. And that's why they were probably focused on corrupting him as well, knowing that he was basically their leader, and they wanted him to be on their side and not have to even have like a thought about it or anything, you know. So I think that could also be added to a reason why our twin could be corrupted rather than evil, I guess you would say. Also, another thing is how
Treasure. One way to draw your
one
target
twin
in.
is actually from Teyvat, and the other one isn't. The one you play as is actually one of the Descenders, while one of them is actually from Teyvat, meaning that they could have also ruled over Conria throughout their journeys or whatever. Actually, I don't know. Actually, let me continue on that thought, because if if one of the twins actually stayed to rule Conria basically and be their prince, the other one was probably traveling, maybe, perhaps. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is that possibly the Abyss were also not really familiar with the twin, probably until Aether told them to lay off on going after their twin and stuff. But that also means that at one point in time they might have actually been separated for a while. Meaning that we probably had traveled without Aether, or we were actually asleep after Conria was destroyed, or while Conria was destroyed. Because if I remember correctly, the twin was asleep for 500 years, basically during Conria's destruction and stuff. And the twin was awake the entire time. So that's probably the time that they were separated. Yeah, that would be the time that they were separated, was the Abyss probably had found, or actually, Aether had probably found Conria. Conria was destroyed, and I guess they took Aether and corrupted him after everything that happened, maybe. Yeah, I just now thought about that actually, because they did go to Conria, I think, before exploring the rest of Teyvat, if I remember correctly, and then they left Teyvat and tried to go to a different world, and they were stopped by the unknown god. Because Conria was basically in somewhere hidden in the world beyond a god's gaze, or whatever it says.
Maybe I'll take one more day off.
So that's probably why they consider Conria their home, and they aren't really familiar with the rest of Teyvat, if I remember correctly. But they don't actually originate from Conria or Teyvat at all. They are celestial-like beings that basically travel from world to world, but I guess they probably landed in Conria, and they liked to stay in Conria. But however, they tried to leave, they were stopped, and, you know, they were separated. One twin was asleep for 500 years, the other one, I guess, went back to Conria, and I'm walking around in circles, oh my god. But yeah, the other one went back to Conria and
Take it easy.
was the Prince of Conria before Conria got destroyed by the unknown god and all the Archons. Which in a way, there's probably a bunch of stuff that we as the Traveler didn't know about, but it seems, of course, again, like Dainsleif doesn't agree with neither Archons nor the Abyss. But I think it's because he knows that Conria really won't be able to go back to the way it was, and that's what the Abyss are wanting. Oh my god, I just fell off the map. But he also doesn't like the Archons because, of course, they participated in destroying Conria. That was his home. And he failed, I guess, as the twin says, failed to protect Conria, which is why he doesn't like the twin. But I think that the twin was probably corrupted because, obviously the Abyss would want their own prince from Conria to be on their side, because, you know, Dainsleif already doesn't want to be a part of the Abyss, or a part of anything at all, really. And of course, they probably don't want Dainsleif with them in the first place, considering they blame him. They partially blame him for Conria being destroyed. But yeah, as the twin says, that as our twin, the twin we play as, says that the Abyss took their brother rather than corrupting him, and perhaps maybe well, actually they took their brother instead of, I guess, him being convinced by the Abyss. But it's also possibly it's also possible that like the Abyss knew that Aether wouldn't like their plans, so they corrupted him way ahead of time, so that way he wouldn't try to stop or oppose their plans. I also think that it's possibly the creator, Alberic, the creator of the Abyss, that possibly corrupted him. Maybe? I don't know. Actually, hold on. I gotta ask Google a question real quick. I'm pretty sure Alberic is actually dead. Hold on. Yes, actually, okay, I got some new information thanks to Google. Clothar Alberic, the creator of Abyss, actually did die, and he did also travel with the Abyss twin at a certain point in time. So there's also a chance that he was the one who corrupted the twin, or I'm thinking maybe even possibly possesses the twin in a way after he died. Because I think he didn't die in the fall of Conria, he died after the fall of Conria. So he possibly either corrupted him or maybe even possesses him in a way, because we did end up going into a dream that where we meet Clothar Alberic, and it actually seems like he did that on purpose in a way, so it seems like he's actually a pretty powerful being. Or, you know, it could just be some sort of other powerful Abyss being that we don't really know of. But I also now think that the idea of Clothar Alberic possessing our twin is also pretty plausible, I guess, in a way. Because he'd only died shortly after the destruction. He kind of went insane and found a way to, I don't know how to cheat his immortality. I guess rather than say cheat death, it's cheat immortality, and he ended up dying from him, died. But I think that he possibly also maybe possessed the twin after dying. Maybe the twin didn't want really nothing to do with the Abyss, really cared about the Abyss, but then Alberic died and possibly possessed him, and he's now like, oh, I agree with the Abyss, yada yada yada.
Always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
But yeah, I think that's also a pretty good, well, actually no, because he refers to us as the Abyss twin, meaning that we were playing, the Conria's prince, meaning that we were playing from the point of view of, our twin. Or maybe that can't, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually possible, because we were playing in that dream from the point of view of the twin. But maybe it still is. I don't know. But you guys should totally comment what you think about it. I think that the twin most likely is corrupted, but in a stronger sense than what the Valen was. Oh my god, please stop attacking me. I'm trying to let me peacefully end my video. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!